It's still kind of low, I think, the light. Hold on.
How come you're always higher than me?
Because I'm taller than you.
I think you just have a big butt and it fluffs you up.
Would you? Okay, as one of the few people who has a butt in our family, I feel like you're being a hater. It's fine. I'm trying to find the right lighting. Let's see.
It looks like we're already live.
I know we're live. I'm just adjusting. You know what would work?
If you adjusted before we went live.
I can't tell what I'm looking at.
Why didn't you just open up your camera app beforehand?
Idris, okay. I'm not doing this with either of you. Hi. Okay, so hi, it's me, it's Imani. This is
Imani's mom.
And that's
Imani's son.
Good job. Okay, so
all things Imani.
Yes. Yes. You know who gave me that attitude?
Your mother.
You did. I do think the lighting's kind of off though. Idris, do me a favor and turn off these lights up above.
The ceiling lights.
It's the left light switch all the way. No. Yes. I still think we're dark.
Well, why don't we have this light on?
There's no. It does. We're gonna just do the best that we can do. Okay. Hi. Hold on. There it is.
There it is.
Okay. So, question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What is? Let's see. What is your favorite food?
Plantains, French fries.
Okay, that's fair. Idris, what's your favorite food?
I don't know. Right now, it's cold noodles.
Cold.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, because the place down the street, it's like soba noodles and pokey. Okay. What's my favorite food?
Who asked?
No one. You know what?
No
one. Okay, and no one asked. I'm being engaging, but you know what? Here you go. Here you go. No. Okay. It's your show now. Go ahead. There you go. It's your show.
No, it has to be your show because you're higher than me.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway,
my favorite food. I think my favorite food is probably cherries. I love cherries. But so when I eat like a whole bag of cherries, and when I eat a bag of cherries, like I have like
diarrhea.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole bag of cherries = diarrhea. That's not even a mystery.
All right, whatever. Anyway. Okay, so hi. We have hello. Hey, Mom, did you want to start? Because I know you want to flex in front of everybody about your favorite color.
You think I didn't hear you?
Because you were looking at me like you had a question mark on your face. Like,
well, I didn't know that we were going back to that.
No, you said this yesterday. You were like, I can't wait till we do this thing on Monday because I'm gonna tell all these people out here that my friend Kamala, you were like, the nomination. I was like, for what? You were like, are you not a Black woman in 2020? I was like, my bad. I'm sorry. There's a lot of nominations that could be going around.
No, there's only one that we really, really care about.
I didn't know about Kamala.
But you are in like video game world.
So what would I like to raise? I'd like to raise the issue of reparations.
I thought we were talking about your friend.
Okay. My friend is reparations.
You know what? I'm gonna leave. Here, go. I'm so tired.
Come back.
No, because you want this.
So I think that if the United States government, on the verge of COVID-19, came up with a decision to give every unemployed person within a certain range $600 a month. I think back to...
You mean like that's how they kind of did that thing, that Black mayor up in Fresno? Like it's like Northern California. He's like a young Black mayor, and so he like instituted something similar, and it actually has been really helpful
for education and stuff. Yeah.
No. Like you could give people money.
But I'm still on reparations. What I'm amazed by is this government had more than enough money, and is still doing another round of it, to give people, regardless of,
their station in life.
Probably regardless of their race, I'll say, because station in life, these would be people who have applied for and qualified to receive unemployment. They're getting $600 a month. Mm-hmm. How many Black people in the United States?
A lot.
12% of the total.
And something.
I don't remember like the total population.
Some 14 million.
No, I think that's kind of low.
Million. You know, it's 22 million.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll go with that.
So if we had started reparations.
When?
Let's pick a modern day time, like right after World War II.
Okay.
And had given all the Black people who were the descendants of Africans who were enslaved some kind of a monthly stipend.
Okay.
I'll call it a payback.
Okay.
I think that we could probably be in a better place economically, emotionally, racially, but I don't think that any one of us ever thought that the United States would be in a position to give out the amount of money that they've been giving out in the past few months. And since they can do another round of it, and since people will continue to pay taxes, I think that they could actually afford reparations.
Okay, counterpoint. Okay. Now, totally agree about reparations, but here's the thing. It's not just the money, right? They would have to, like the systemic racism that is baked into the legal system and the federal system would also have had to have changed, because you can give them money, but if you're still like...
What's that? You mean us? You mean give us money?
No, I'm talking about like the government. Yeah, like you can give somebody money, but if you're still restraining them legally, then...
Well, I'm not saying that that's the answer to everything. I'm saying start out by giving us money.
No, but I'm also adding on to the fact that like, that's a good idea. Stop being so combative. But also what I just said is equally as helpful and true to this conversation.
Okay, it might be.
Okay.
But I still think it's a good moment to pause for everybody to say, wow, right. The US government decided that this was a big enough game-changing, life-changing event that we're going to give money, taxpayer money. It's not the government's money. This is taxpayer money, right? Well, they could do it for reparations.
But question, do we have to pay, like, so the money that, like the $1,200 or whatever it is that people are been getting per month, not per month, that one time, I read somewhere that it's basically a loan and that you have to pay it back with your taxes. That's not true?
I don't know. They can make up all kinds of stuff as they go along. I'm still saying that there is a body, a pool of funds that this country has that completely wipes out the notion that, oh, we can't afford to give Black people in this country money.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm addressing here. All right. So, No,
I thought the same thing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, wow. So all of a sudden y'all came up with all this money because we're in the middle of a pandemic, when it can be argued that, yes, while we are all in the middle of a pandemic and laws that restrict Black folks from attaining anything that they could attain in this country, the American dream, let's say, honestly, I believe that, like you said, we could have worked on this a long time ago, but I just don't believe that. Like, I kind of feel like what Kanye West said, like that, like when he was like, George Bush doesn't care about Black people.
Oh, well, same Kanye West who's now all up the butt of what's his name?
Well, he's manic. Trump. Well, okay, look. Important point. Okay, one thing. So we had this conversation recently. If there were reparations, you can't get any.
I'm okay.
No, I'm not yelling at you.
You'll get it.
I said that with emphasis. Why are you so mad today?
Because
I'm just trying to tell people,
it's about we the people. I get it. It's about we the people. I get it. My parents came from another country, and so because they were not the descendants of slaves in the United States, right? Mm-hmm. You are.
I am. Yes.
And because of you, he is.
Yeah.
So, somebody in my family would get some.
I'll hit you off.
I should have worn my reparations shirt. Reparations.
You could.
Now.
Well,
I got it from Dr. Milfred Fierce, who was the
Milfred Fierce. Oh, sorry.
Who of Atlanta? If you watch Milfred, he was the head of our Africana Black Studies program at Vassar.
This is a good question.
And he gave me a Reparations Now T-shirt a few months ago on the 50th anniversary
of reparations
of the Africana Studies Department at Vassar College.
That's really interesting. You're over me now. Okay, so we're done with her because I'm so tired of you being so mad. Okay, here's a question, Mom. Okay, you're gonna love this question. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, how do you suggest dealing with boys' club mentality in the workplace? This is from Avocadin.
A boys' club mentality in the workplace. Okay, so that's actually pretty pervasive, as we all know.
And you've told me tons of stories about this type of situation.
It's historically pervasive. I had sometimes we're going to have these conversations without Idris sitting here because there are certain stories I'd like to tell that
Why don't you pick? You know what? You can say what. I mean, Idris is 13.
No, I can't say this one. This is because he would be scarred for life. So there are. Well, we start with the kinds of things like, move the ball up the field, got to be a team player. It starts with a whole construct around sports. And as we know, for many, many, many decades, women were actually sort of excluded from sports. So one of the things that I try not to do is use those sports-related terms because it only perpetuates, right? Boys club. So how do you deal with that? I kind of would stroll right in the middle of it and participate as best I can without being a boy. The boys club,
you can't be a boy.
The boys club is we're all here and we're, yucking it up and scratching our groins, and we are in control of this workplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best way that I saw to combat that was to be the best, to be a fix-it person.
A fix-it person.
Right. Something's not working.
No, you love fixing things. You do. I mean, like, are you having an issue? Wait a second. This is what, and then it becomes, this is what we're going to do. I'm like, you're not doing anything.
Well, because you won't listen. So you make yourself necessary. And then, quite frankly, your gender becomes less important if they keep having to turn to you for solutions. But the other thing is that you have to have the kind of voice that results in
that resonates when you say things to people that could be hurtful, even though they deserve it. And that's
I wasn't talking about hurtful.
Skill.
I was talking
when
about
they need to really feel it.
When people need to have better direction and guidance, you have to be able to be the person who can give that to them. And then the other thing is, always, if you truly feel that you're being excluded and there's absolutely no way for you to get in, leave.
Right. Yeah.
Go somewhere else. But, I think I may have said this once before to this gathering, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I have a saying that if you are afraid to ask your immediate supervisor how you're doing, then you should not be spending $1,000 on red-soled shoes. You could very easily buy very attractive shoes and save/invest because you're going to need that money.
True. Okay, that's a good point as far as money goes, because obviously this is my mom, and I was never really anyone. I was never the person who had to have the latest thing or necessarily wanted to kind of follow the pack anyway. I have this thing in my head where I really can't spend but so much money on shoes. And the thing about red bottoms, honestly, is that I would get nervous because as soon as they get scuffed up, Because a lot of people like to tilt their foot back and be like, oh, haha, look at my shoes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, raggedy shoes all scratched up on the bottom. But I did, so anyway, but I did see this thing one time on some Instagram, some website thing, but it was actually showing you how you could color your shoes, like the bottoms of your shoes with any type of a color that you want, which I thought was really kind of cool because it individualizes you.
Okay. But and
it's kind of like to everybody who's like, oh, so we the red shoe crew. Like, what's up with you? Well, like, you ain't about this life.
Well, I think that as if you want to appreciate finer things, okay,
right. That's fine.
My point about this is, you can appreciate lovely, beautiful, tasteful, stunning
what
things,
if you're not tasteful?
And they don't, I said appreciate things, and they don't have to cost money that you can't afford to spend. That's all I'm getting at.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. And I grew up with the same mentality. So for me, money is a tool. It's, I just don't really get hella excited about like, oh my God, I got that new thing. Blah, blah, blah. Like it's not that serious. I like getting new stuff, but it doesn't have to be like the new thing. Like, I feel like some people feel that they need to do that in order to flex because maybe they have issues with their self-esteem, or I don't know. If you got it, then, and you like it, then get it. But, if you're trying to, keep up with the Joneses or whatever, you're trying to like, just prove a point.
Well, if you come out of a culture, which a lot of us do, where we can't afford to own homes, we can't afford a beautiful, lovely car. Sometimes we can't even afford to eat the kind of foods that we should be eating.
Right.
And when relegated to that, and you do get some money, maybe one of the first things you do is adorn your body. Right. This is a trait that understandably a lot of us have adopted, but we can shed that trait, especially if the difference between a really beautiful pair of shoes from, say, a DSW, right?
And they have Gucci and stuff at DSW.
On sale, $200 versus $1,000. What are you going to do with that $800 difference? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to go out and buy something else? Or are you actually going to invest it so that you can retire early, so that you can buy real estate?
Hey, Mom, how old were you when you retired?
Early.
Oh my God. Idris.
Yeah.
And you. What? Okay.
I retired 10 years ago. I was 5'8". 58.
But you said it like that's your height, which kind of is.
It's
now.
I'm 5'9".
Well, but you were saying I'm a little taller because I have a butt. So
You're sitting a little taller because your butt. You're not standing.
Maybe I'm sitting taller because I have good posture.
So,
you know what? All right. Let's take some questions.
Let's take some questions
because you've been acting. You acting real brand new today. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. I need to ask mother and son questions. That's what Call Me Risky wrote, but I don't really know what that could possibly be. What's this say?
Can you read it? Can you see
it? But I'm just waiting for a text. Sorry. There's a question on the screen. Oh, okay. Here it is. How are you guys? How is our summer going? Is Idris looking forward to a new school year?
No. I like summer.
You said yesterday that you were excited.
Well, I like summer though. I like savoring it, but
I don't know that I ever looked forward to a new school year.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't want to. Well,
I'll say I like it, but really,
I was trying to show up in my new clothes and let people know what was really good.
I wore a uniform. It didn't matter. And he wears t-shirts and jeans.
Yeah,
new clothes are inconsequential.
No, did I? Okay, yeah, I remember. I think I told you this when I was at Xavier, and it was we had to go sign up for our classes in person because there was no telephone tree, there was no internet like that. So you were like, yeah. So I went to to school so I could sign up for my classes in person, and you had to show up kind of early to get what you really wanted. Long story short, because Xavier had a ratio of so many like males to females, there were some girls that I went to school with who were like, yeah, I'm trying to find me a husband. All right, fine.
You mean there were more females than males, or opposite?
Yes. Okay. Sorry, did I say that backwards?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just sure.
It was like 1 male to 10. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was wild. So on the first day that we would sign up for classes, people would come. I was like, "Are you on Soul Train?"
Oh,
I mean, are you a velvet unitard in August in New Orleans? Woo. I was like, "You about to burst into flames?"
Was the hair still slick?
I mean, of course. No.
Well, sometimes it's all misty and funky and hot.
Well, New Orleans is very humid, but I think you have to kind of be from there for your hair to behave because. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So Idris, so you're not.
Oh, somebody asked what's on your t-shirt.
Oh yeah, what's on?
What does it mean?
Oh, it's a YouTube. It's from a YouTube video. It says 5-second rule. You would have to watch the video to understand it, but the video is literally called 5-second rule, so you can Google it easily.
Yeah.
My cousin Lorraine Fox from Dubai says, "What age would you say is too old to start a new career?"
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Lorraine. Never too old to start a new career. I had a million different careers, and I, continue to do new stuff because as long as it's interesting, and you can pursue it, you should pursue it. When is it ever too old to do anything that's interesting? Never.
Well, I also, like to encourage you to find things to do.
You encourage me to find things to do?
I mean, I like when you find things to do.
I always have things to do.
I know. I'm saying, so you will leave me alone. That's really what I was trying to say.
It's your, okay. Well, okay.
What other questions do you? Yeah, Lorraine. I don't know if Lorraine, you're asking for yourself, but
what do you think of the terms Blasian and Hapa as referred to regarding Kamala? So,
is Hapa is that like an Indian term? No.
Hapa. It's Japanese. Is Japanese.
That's what I thought.
So Hapa is a term that originally was used to describe people of mixed Japanese heritage.
Right.
Somehow now it's been broadened to include. Oh yeah,
I've only heard that word twice this year.
It's been broadened to include Asians who are mixed with anything.
Okay.
I don't like being called Hapa at all. And when people use that term, they probably will see a frown on my face. I don't enjoy it.
What about the term wifey?
The term Blasian, however, which is really another one, is a Black Asian. I'm okay with Blasian.
I like Blasian.
Because it kind of smooshes it together and it makes sense. And there's nothing that I think is, mildly or even remotely disrespectful about it. So I'm okay with it. The term wifey, is that what you asked? Because
I mean, maybe
no.
No, I'm saying for the record, I hate that word. Like when it became like big back in the late 90s, I was like, well, is she your wife or not? Like
it just sounds like what some people call Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with being called wife. I am not okay with being called wifey. I can't think of a corollary. What's a corollary term for a husband like that? None.
Baby daddy. I don't know.
No,
that's just my baby daddy. That's just my baby daddy. That's just okay. Here we go. Hi, Demario. You had a good question earlier too. Can you talk about the importance of mentorship in the workplace, especially for women and people of color? How does one begin to find a mentor in the workplace? You have like a billion mentees, so this is tailor-made for you. This question.
So the finding a mentor usually comes about again if you are really good at what you do. Mentors will seek you out. Why? Because everybody wants to be with a winner. They can start to identify and pretty much predict how your career is going to go. And everybody wants to claim I worked with she and I worked with her and oh my God, yeah, I've always known she was going to be. And you know what?
Our eyes met in the bathroom that one time. I knew she was going places.
The more people say that about you, even in college, we had lots of interns at NBC Universal, and my girl, Deb Langford, who pretty much ran a lot of the programming for the interns. I used to give them a speech saying, interns can be fired. And they'd be like, what? Interns can be fired because if you're just here hanging out and you're not here to do the work, and I also would not allow managers to send interns solely to go get coffee or pick up the dry cleaning. That's
pick up your own dry cleaning.
That's not a part of an internship.
It's not.
You can get coffee if it's that, hey, I'm going to get coffee. Can I get you one? That's a different story. Right? Because and then you, the supervisor, can also say to the intern, hey, I'm going to get coffee. Can I get you one? You want to walk with me to get coffee and we'll talk along the way. But to just serve as a servant, not doing that. So why would I sometimes terminate interns? Because they weren't serious. And those who are, and some of them who, if I started naming some, people who I've mentored throughout the years, identify them when they're early in college. Roland Martin was my intern.
He was. Back
in the day. Candace Gibson, while he was not my intern, Candace was in fact.
He was a page?
He was a page at NBC and I was on the page selection committee that year. There are a number of people who I have mentored and continue to mentor, but the way to get a mentor is to be excellent at what you do.
Somebody just asked, I'm sorry, if the interns were paid.
So back in those days, they were not. In these days, they are. Okay. They changed the labor laws so that. And I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. There was something, hold on. Oh, when is my book coming out?
April.
From what I was told, it was initially April of next year. But from what the latest information that I have is that it will be coming out in July of next year, July 2021, my book. All right.
Oh, someone's saying that the first time.
Did you just Nancy Pelosi hand clap at me?
Someone said,
yes, you did.
Someone said the first time they heard Kamala Harris referred to as Hoppa, it wasn't used in a derogatory way. And I'm not suggesting that it's always in a derogatory way. It's not. What I'm saying is that I happen to not like being called Hoppa because it started as a term for people who were mixed Japanese. I don't like it because all Asians are not the same. That's why. It just sort of homogenized everything.
Can I just have let's just take a little, station identification break, because ever since I was a kid, and I know that I'm biased because my grandma was half Chinese and she very much favored the Chinese side of,
in her looks. She was a down. She was
very black.
She was blackity black. Here's
what used to always get on my nerves. So on the one hand, I used to have white students who, were in my class, say just really stupid stuff like, oh, let me touch your hair. I bet it feels like Brillo or something. And then an altercation ensues and it's fine. Then it's fine. But the other thing that really still does get on my nerves is when Black people are like, well, I don't know. I mean, they all Chinese. Now, I can easily, for the most part, tell the difference. I'm like, that person's Korean, this person's Japanese, this person's Chinese. When it comes to North Asian stuff, but I just have always kind of not struggled, but been really, really annoyed with the sentiment that, especially for Black folks, for some of us, there's always kind of this tension between Black folks and Asians, but I never felt that. Like when I first moved here, and I knew about what happened in LA back in the 90s that Korean people and who were shopkeepers didn't necessarily get along with their Black customers, let's say. But I mean, not to sound actually, I mean, I always got along with everybody and I could always tell them apart. I just wish that as a whole, I wish Black people would just kind of, take the time, because we don't like it when people mispronounce our names at all.
So I'm going to say that that's not something that's just Black people.
No, I know, but I'm saying as a Black person, okay. I'm saying on one side I had to deal with white people nonsense, and on the other side I sometimes had to deal with Black folk nonsense too. I love Black people, but
everybody got nonsense.
Thanks for not validating anything that I said, but it's fine. No, it's fine.
So Crystal, hi Crystal.
Hi.
Says she doesn't like when people call me high yellow, red bone, etc. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I don't think did anybody ever call you anything aside from nigger with the hard R.
Did anybody, you mean disrespectfully?
Yeah, you did tell me something like maybe when you were in high school or college or something that people would ask you, people like, oh, you Jamaican? Like, what's up with this weed?
No, it didn't. It was close to that, but that's not what it was. It was my freshman year in college. I never smoked, still have never smoked. And
you were high once.
I was going home, and I would take back then, maybe it was, I don't think it was called Metro North back then, but I took the train from Poughkeepsie and would get off at 125th Street. And I was mentioning to somebody that I was going home, and a couple of white kids were like, oh, can you bring me back some? And I was like, what?
No.
And I said, well,
did you have white friends in college?
I didn't say it was a friend.
Okay.
Well, I just said a person overheard and heard I was going home and wanted to know. And after that exchange, I think they all knew not to talk to me at all, ever. And certainly never talk to me about weed.
But that's just how you are anyway.
You know what happened to me this morning?
No.
There's this woman who lives next door.
Oh my God. Are these the people you screamed at before?
And her husband.
I know.
Would try to harass the gardeners years ago when we first moved
and
in,
then you yelled at him.
So this morning, minding my business, I went outside. My brothers were leaving, and she, came scurrying down her driveway, and my brothers were leaving, and she had on her mask and her dog.
All right.
And I was standing in front of my house. I didn't have on a mask or a dog because I'm standing right in front of my house on the side. She said, "Good morning." I said, "Good morning." And she said, "Good morning."
Oh,
and
bitch. Oh,
I looked at her and I said, "Good morning."
Bitch, I said good morning.
And she said, "Why do you always seem so unfriendly?" And I said,
Hold up.
And I said,
no, she did not.
Come sit back down.
No.
And I said, because
is she dead?
I said, because as a rule, I generally am unfriendly.
Which is true.
And she said,
it is true.
And she said, well, I feel sorry for you. And I said, well, see, I said, well,
okay.
I said, well, see, let me help you with that. You don't have to feel sorry for me about anything. That over there, that's your life. Over here, this is my life. Keep it over there and keep moving. And then I went inside and got ready for yoga.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that kills me, right?
Release.
I never have understood, even when I was growing up, like, I'm going to use myself as an example for a second, right? So I never understood when people would come up to me looking the way that I look and just say certain things to me that I'm like, are you dumb? Like, are you high? Like, what is wrong with you? Right. Are you okay? So whenever you tell me these stories, I'm like, but you never look like somebody to be like, hey, you know what? On real, like, I don't like your attitude. I'm like, what, bitch? What? See, now, okay, you got to show me what she looks like, because I'm about to.
I don't know what she looks like.
On site.
I don't know what she looks like because
don't even try it.
I've never really looked at her. And then today, half her face
you don't seem like a nice person, bitch. I don't care.
She said, no. You don't seem very friendly.
Then why are you talking to me then?
There you go.
Like, get the hell out of here.
I helped her understand this. I generally am unfriendly. So don't
listen. On site, I'm gonna slap this woman when I see her.
One good morning was good. I say good morning to a rock. Good morning.
I know I say good morning to everything.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, see, that's what I was saying. Like, wait, I'm trying to do something. That's what I was saying. Like before, I'm like, I'm a nice person.
I'm not.
I am a nice person.
I'm not.
But when it comes to like when you try to do like a real subversive flex, and then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you caught that. Yeah, I caught it. Anyway,
I try to head people off at the pass.
I always want to.
I can feel the neighbors. I can sense.
Yeah.
About people. Mm-hmm. So I know. So you think you're coming over here? You think you're coming at me?
Listen,
it's like, girl, please.
Whatever your name is, Karen.
That dog
is going to get punted.
No, dog's not going to get punted.
To Laurel Canyon. Actually,
the dog's going to be crawling out of your throat.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong? Okay. Wait. Okay, Okay, wait. All right. Here's a question it's light shade, but I'm laughing because it's kind of funny. Look, it's from Connie Collins. I see you, Connie. Miss Paula.
Connie was a reporter for me in New York. Hey, Connie.
Look. Oh, that makes it worse. Look, what did you do to keep your energy when you came home from your demanding career and there was Miss Imani, young and precocious, asking for your attention? You know what, Connie?
She wasn't any more precocious than the people in the newsroom.
Damn, Connie straight dissed me though. Damn, Connie.
I knew I was going home to my child, and on top of that,
my grandma.
As much as I enjoyed working and running the newsroom and all that other stuff, I knew that what was more important than anything was giving her my time. So, plus, as Imani said, my mother was there, and my mother was like hawkish on caring for her granddaughter.
She don't know how to act, but my grandmother really, it was like, oh, what are rules?
What does that mean?
Well, just in terms of I think most people would not have gone to their child's school with a cleaver and knocked out windows because they wouldn't allow.
She went to school with a baseball bat.
I thought you said
the cleaver was
with a black man.
Yeah, right. Yes.
The nun would not let my brother go to the bathroom. He didn't have to go during recess, and he delayed. He was in the first grade. He delayed until he had to go, and then the nun would not allow him to go to the bathroom.
But also,
and
medical side note, kids' bladders are smaller.
Right.
So
he peed on himself in his little navy blue suit, and we lived right across the street from the school, and she would not let him go home and change. And those were the days when kids could go home for lunch, and it was safe. And when he did get home, he told my mother what happened, and she took a baseball bat and went over to the convent and rang the bell. And when Sister Emmanuel, the principal, came to the door, my mother said, "Send that bitch out here." And Sister Emmanuel quickly closed the door and would not send that bitch out there. So my mother walked about 150 feet over to the school, and she broke all the windows that she could reach with the baseball bat. And as I recall, it's probably about 8 really big windows, and she was banging. So we had quite a reputation as children. It was like, oh, those are the Williams kids. You don't want to mess with them.
Oh my God. Okay, there was something.
Imani, why did you used to spin? What is spin?
Like spinning? Like spin class?
I don't know.
Okay, Courtney Chambers asked, why did I used to spin, escaping to a false reality? I don't even know. What does that mean?
In circles.
I was like, huh?
No, she was like 3 years old.
I used to like to spin in circles.
Feeling of around and around and around.
It kind of, if we're being completely honest, it was kind of like you could get kind of like high off of it, and it's true. And so,
you were trying to do that at the age of 3?
It wasn't like a purpose, like, oh, I'm 3 years old, I'm trying to get lips, and it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. But there is. I've read a lot of sociologists and archaeologists speak on this. That yes, there are like essential human needs, but to escape reality, it definitely is like a need. And so, a lot of ancient societies used to, do all kinds of stuff so they could, get to a higher level of consciousness, or just basically be high.
Weed.
Well,
someone's asking, Demario Bell is asking, before he goes to watch the DNC convention, open the statements up to the community. White women greatly benefit from diversity efforts in America.
Oh yeah, no, I actually wrote that in my book too, and I said it recently on a podcast of mine, that a lot of, so just similarly to Black people believing erroneously that we are the biggest recipients of welfare, right? It's not as white people. Even like the math doesn't add up, right? And similarly, when it comes to what's it called? When you go to school and like affirmative action. Sorry.
Oh,
when it comes to affirmative action, actually white women benefit the most.
Right.
So, and that's just true, because even with the math, there are more white women than there are, Black people in this country.
Once we start expanding the concept of parity to
parity, not parody.
Parity.
Oh, I was like a parody.
To go beyond race. And then we add in gender.
Mm-hmm.
I think the easiest place for white male executives to turn would be to white women.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Easiest place for them to turn, white men, is to white women. And so we see a lot of, frankly, is when you see chief diversity officers for major corporations, a lot of times they're white women.
Yeah, I spoke about that recently on my podcast too. Like when it comes, or no, it was someone else's podcast, but I said typically when white people think of diversity, they think of white women or let's say a North Asian or maybe even a South Asian or like a Latino who reads.
What's a North Asian?
North Asian.
South Asians and East Asians.
North Asians, meaning like China and stuff.
No, those are called South Asians.
Yeah.
China.
I mean, sorry, those are called East Asians.
You're an East Asian.
I am.
Yeah. East Asian.
I don't think it's called that, but whatever.
Should we talk about Kanye?
No, do we?
Well, somebody asked earlier about Kanye, and then Charmaine, my friend, my fellow VC alum, Charmaine DeGrate, she's saying your look regarding Kanye was hilarious and spoke for us all. Well, I mean, Kanye with the now turns out that he's been hanging out with what's his name, Jared Kushner. Kanye is,
I mean, I don't know. Okay, side note, I don't know why Jared Kushner keeps like being a theme this summer. But
because there was a headline that called him the second most powerful man in the White House.
I know, but I'm saying like personally, it doesn't matter.
Oh, we're not talking about that.
No, I know we're not.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was saying it kind of like on the
on the DL with people watching.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you didn't catch it. It's fine.
I asked if we should talk about that's all we're going to talk about Kanye.
Well, I mean, I don't. What else is there?
Did he get any better? He had a reconciliation of sorts with his wife. I saw him dancing next to the golf cart with his little daughter. Is it all done and finished?
What is this? Let's talk about Kylie Jenner's caption of brown skin girl. What is that? What did she do?
I don't know about a caption of brown skin, but I think it's probably Kylie Jenner. Didn't she go to somebody invited her to.
You talking about when Megan the Stallion got her feet shot up?
Both of them. That was wild. She got.
I know. I was like,
she was in the car. Who's the dude? The rapper who shot both her feet?
Tory.
I wouldn't know his name, but I've been watching her on Legendary. Do you watch Legendary?
Do you watch Legendary? Okay, let me tell you about Legendary. Listen.
I'm from New York.
Me too.
Oh,
me too. Who you talking about?
No, wait. I was from New York before you even.
That was my time. Please, late '80s, early '90s.
I hung out in the village.
Me too. Yeah, me too. What are you talking about?
So on Legendary.
I love that.
Megan Thee Stallion is one of the
she's one of the judges.
And it must have been when the show must have wrapped. She was hanging out, feeling good, sat in the dude's car and got shot in one but two.
Okay, hold on. Time out.
And then the people are like, I didn't know what happened.
Time out. This is what happened. This is what happened because
she must have dropped a bomb.
This is why I regularly have to like explain gossip to my mom. Because she doesn't really always understand what's hot in these streets. Excuse you. She doesn't always understand what's really hot in these streets. Like that one time you took that picture with that person.
What picture with what person?
Morgan Freeman.
Oh my God, Idris. Okay, because
I was at a business event. I took pictures with everybody.
Right.
I got pictures of me and Idris Elba. I got pictures with me and the
Here's what happened. Here's what happened.
Barack Obama.
No, here's what happened. So my mom was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm trying to tell a story." So she was like, "Yo, boom, this is what happened." That's exactly what my mom said. She was like, "Boom, this is what happened."
I talk like that.
So I was at this thing and I was taking all these pictures with these people, and I took a picture with Morgan Freeman. He's so dope. And I was like, now at that time, because I know what's going on in these streets.
She said he was having sex with
his step.
But they both denied it.
So she was with him. Like there's it's true.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How do you know this?
Because I stay with my ear to these streets. Oh my God.
Your ears are dirty.
Your ears are dirty.
You got dirty ears.
You know what? So listen. So side note, she died. Do you know how she died?
She stopped breathing.
Overdose.
She died because her boyfriend was really psychotic and he killed her. And this happened in New York, and he like had to go to Columbia Presbyterian, to the psych unit. And I don't know what's happening with him now, but he's probably in a state mental hospital.
Did Megan's feet get healed?
I don't know. Oh, so this is what happened. Listen. Okay, and anybody who, if I'm getting anything wrong, like let me know. So this is what happened. So
I'm gonna read to see if you get this wrong.
Wow.
I want to read
and Cheryl Lee says that rumor was created by the ex during their divorce.
I don't believe that.
Well, I do.
I don't believe that, but whatever. Anyway, no, don't put that up there. Freeze it.
You better stop taking your mom off screen.
Okay, listen.
Vanity snob. That's your girl.
That's Alicia.
That's your girl.
Whatever. This is what happened. Okay, so I guess like Megan was okay. So first of all, we got to go back to Cardi B. Did you like their video? The little video they did.
You know something I
so good. I liked it.
Is it something I should watch? Because it looked like it was going to be a problem.
You can watch it, but like, because on YouTube they like
blocked out the naked parts.
Well, more so the words. Parts? No, it was actually really nice.
Oh, then
it was really nice.
I was afraid.
No, it was really nice. Okay, so let's. Here we go. Sorry. Here's what happened. Cardi B had been hanging out with.
Cardi B is part black.
Yeah, she's Trinidadian. She's Trinidadian and Dominican.
Right.
Well, it kind of sounds like all black, but it's fine. Anyway,
that does sound like all black.
It does sound like all black.
Right,
like
she's Afro-Latina.
Exactly, right. Okay, so here's what happened. So Cardi's been cool with the Kardashians, and she has been cool with Kris Jenner. And then Megan Thee Stallion wound up at Kylie Jenner's crib. Mm-hmm. Right. Somehow Tory Lanez was in. I don't know like why he was there. He's and he's really, really tiny. And Megan Thee Stallion is not a tiny person.
Tiny at all.
Right. So I don't know what happened in the car, but then like she got her feet shot up.
But how'd she get two of them shot?
I don't know. That's what the wild. I'm like, oh my God, your feet. I feel
and
so
then the
bad.
Police came and she got out of the car and blood was dripping from her feet.
I don't know. Is that
I
what
read
happened?
that. That's what I read.
Oh, so you be up in these streets too? Okay, whatever.
Well, 30 years.
You think that I just?
Oh, okay. Alicia said word on the street is that they were dating. Can we just Google how tall Tory Lanez is? I'm sorry.
You can't Google while you're using the computer screen.
You have a phone.
So wait, you mean that because she's tall and he's little, they can't have a thing?
No, they can. But I'm saying
because when
somebody made a joke that like
young,
he got
there
scared.
There were short guys who were always trying to date me, and I gave them a chance. I gave one guy a chance one time, and then I realized why.
Because they like, oh, I want to climb. I'm like, no.
And I'm like, listen, you need to stay down close to the ground and back it up.
Like a caterpillar. In reverse.
Idris, you are so stupid. Oh my God, you are so dumb.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Okay, Tory Lanez is 5'3". Do we know how tall?
Okay.
Do we know how tall Megan Thee Stallion is?
I don't know, but when she was standing on Legendary, coming out, when they were introducing her, and then when the different houses were coming out, she looked like she was about the same height as them.
Can we talk about the all female house? I don't know. I mean, okay, here's what we're gonna say.
You mean the House of Ninja?
Yes. I was like, I don't know. But I will say this: they were good. They were good.
Right,
they were good.
Right.
Like first, I was like, whatever. But then I was
but a lot of times they on television, those dance competitions, those dance troupe competitions. A lot of times the Asians win.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
and you know who can really sing? And I know this is going to sound very racial.
Who?
Filipinos.
Oh, listen. Okay, wait.
What best DJ I ever had at a party?
I don't know if my
was
friend
DJ Icy Ice. If you out there, Icy Ice, LA.
Anyway,
it's not my fault that that's his name.
Okay, so if my friend Karen is on here, we went to med school together. Hi, Karen. So we had this conversation a while ago. So a few years ago, I went to go see.
Hey, Larnie. She's Filipina.
Yes, she is. Hi, Larnie. A few years ago, because I love light rock and pretty much almost all things 80s, I went to go see Fleetwood Mac in concert at the. It was so good. I love Stevie Nicks. I love Fleetwood Mac. So anyway,
Prince.
Who opened? I mean, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this fun fact? Are you ready for this fun fact? What's the
Tina Marie? I'm okay with Tina Marie.
Can I finish my sentence?
Maybe not.
Do you know who played keyboards on Stand Back by Stevie Nicks?
Someone.
Stevie Wonder?
Prince.
Okay, we'll just spit no.
Now.
Prince grew up in Minneapolis.
Oh, Mom, okay.
He's used to that. I grew up in Harlem.
That.
We don't do that.
Question.
Who is more talented?
No, we're not doing that one.
James Brown or Prince?
We're not doing that. We're doing this.
Okay.
I'm not dignifying that question with a response. Okay. What do you feel about men making the comment that Black women are angry? I mean, I don't care because those are stupid men and you shouldn't pay attention to them. The end. Next question.
Here's what I would say.
Next question. Listen, like I'm not dignifying that with a response. That's stupid.
I have a response. A Black man who says that is giving you the warning that you shouldn't even fuck with him.
Mom, language.
I'm sorry. Mom. You shouldn't even mess with him.
No, you shouldn't.
If that's a statement, if that is a statement, that's already letting you know.
Right.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Right.
Let them go talk to the ones who, they.
Well, I mean, I do understand. I will say this. I do understand, like, because I've been reading more and more about this over the past few years.
What about?
Just about, men, like there are so many, like it was the quote. It was something like Black men are the white people of like Black folks.
Say that again.
Black men are the white men of Black folks.
What? Okay.
Right. Now here's my whole thing. Like my mom said, if you just say things that are stupid and just off the top of your head, like, and they don't make any sense, then I'm not going to pay a lot of attention to them. But I do understand the point where a lot of Black women have actually voiced the fact that it's like, well, we do, we always, big y'all up. We always hold y'all up. We always support you. And you can't do the same thing with us. And I understand that too. But then again, I'm just like, I'm not wasting my time on anyone who, feels the need to belittle me, especially it's like, well, I don't know how you got here. Did your father give birth to you? Stupid.
Well, that's true. And I'm saying that for you to not jump on the train leaving the station the first time he says something or does something.
That's kind of when
it's like, my mother, that same woman who, she was like, if a man ever hits you, you have to kill him, right?
Okay, are you ready for this?
Okay.
How tall do you think Megan Thee Stallion is?
5'7", 5'2", 6 feet.
He's 5'3" and she is 5'10". I think he got scared.
And that's why he shot her feet.
I mean, I know
so they'd have to be cut off.
Well, no,
stop.
No. See, you gonna get in trouble because what's her name?
I was coming for you.
Her name is she was on Basketball Wives. I can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. She says something about like she was like, well, I wish a man would, would love me enough to shoot my feet. And really? Right. And then Megan Thee Stallion was like, you are tripping. I don't like that.
Well, have you seen that comic on Netflix? Her name is
Sam J. That was funny as hell. Right, yes. That was fun. That was so good. She's really good.
So good. And I didn't know she was a Saturday Night Live.
I didn't either. Isn't that weird?
But I stopped watching it regularly.
I mean, but still, still, it's like that's
hysterical.
She was really good. I'm like, Sam J, if you're out there, you killed it. Also, you should probably go off on your own. Gotta get off
on your own, girl. On your own.
Gotta get off on your own.
You mean not be married?
No. I meant no. I meant like go off on her own, like away from SNL.
I'm not sure she's still with SNL.
Oh, I didn't even know who she was, so I could just really be.
That she's really good.
Yeah.
Hi, Jose Andino.
Hi, Jose.
In New York. Imani, what?
What?
As we said, I agree, Imani. Wait. What were we talking about?
We were talking
somebody was trying to be nosy. Hold on. Imani, would you marry again and have another child? I'm almost 45. As far as the kids.
Sibling.
Excuse me?
I would be good with a sibling.
First of all, you asked like
that was
when you were like 4 or 5. It says, brother, sister,
he has a brother.
Well, right, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm not.
That's enough.
Yeah, I don't feel like when I was pregnant, I was like, this is and it's not 9 months, it's 10. This 9 months business, that's not true. It's 10 months. It's 40 weeks.
What, a pregnancy?
Yes. I'm like, who is peddling this 9 months business? It's 10 months.
You know what? It's for a lifetime.
I know. You know what? No. You are so wrong. You are so wrong.
I want to put in a word for grandparenthood. I remember saying to my daughter, "Oh my God, if I had known that being a grandmother was so much fun, I'd have skipped parenthood entirely and gone straight to grandparenthood."
You are so rude.
Because grandchildren are so much more fun than children.
Oh, you know why you're saying this? You know why you're acting like this? Because grandma loved me more. Thanks.
Well, I don't doubt
that. My grandma makes my nails look cool.
Huh?
My grandma makes my nails look cool.
His grandma gives him a manicure.
I don't have time to give you manicures, Idris.
And look at those talons you got on you, but you should take care of your son.
Now that I'm not at work, yeah, but the woman who does my nails can't do his nails.
You can do his nails. Show the people your hands.
I don't want to do that.
See what grandma did? Keep them nice and neat and teach him the value of being a man who keeps his
what are you looking at
body
me for?
nice and,
I'm not a man. You gotta say that to him. What's some other questions?
Okay. So
oh wait, here's a question.
How old is Idris now? That's
13 and a half.
Why don't you let him answer? He's sitting right there.
Sorry, my bad. How old is Idris?
13.
My friend Cameron asked, my question for your mom is, what's the most annoying thing that Imani does to get under your skin?
Is that what she asked?
That's what Cameron asked.
Okay, here, watch when I do it. Just breathing.
What? Oh, are you serious? You out of here. You know what? Hi, y'all. This is Imani. What's going on? Our special guest, she's been demoted to special guest because she don't know how to act. And I hope you guys really look like my lip color today. It's very purple. Also, word to Prince and Kwame with my polka dot dress. Get out of here. Both of y'all are ingrates. I'm gonna slide this back over, but let me tell you something. You are you know what? I'm tired of all. We about to end this. We about to end this because y'all are both on punishment. You are so rude. Go find a question or something because you are so rude.
Let's see here.
I forgot how it was. My bad. Here.
It's because you're messing with it.
Yeah. Well, you messed with it too.
So I got a question earlier today from my first cousin, Richard Tomlinson. Ricky.
Oh, hi, Ricky.
Said his daughter would like to know how to break into the business to become a producer. How would you recommend someone?
Being a producer seems hard. Like, it seems like they don't get a whole lot of sleep and stuff.
Like being a doctor?
I mean,
or like being a hospital worker, like being an EMT or
like being a
firefighter?
No, being a psychiatrist is dope because I work hard, but then I chill.
My answer to her was the best way to do it is while you're in college to get internships and show people
that's true
how good you are. I have to blow my nose.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Great. Hi.
Take it away from me.
Hi, it's me and Idris. My mom's gonna go blow her nose. Thank you.
In a house that has no tissues.
Go to the bathroom and use the toilet paper.
I don't believe in tissues.
You know what?
Jesus Christ.
That is not appropriate paper.
Idris, I'm trying to oh, you know what? But those paper towels are really soft. They're like the good kind. Okay, Alicia, Imani is not low-key annoying all the time. You are the worst.
She said you're not annoying all the time?
What is this? Larnie said Bravo needs to green light a Dr. Imani and Fam spinoff. It could be called Medicine and Mom. Idris, switch. Because this is kind of like messing up my whole. Yeah, no, my mother would never do that. She would never do that.
Because it'd be Medicine and Paula, not Medicine and Mom.
Yeah.
I'm only mom to you, not to.
You know what? Take your phone. I don't even care no more. Good question. Idris, what do you want to study? Like when you go to college and stuff?
I just want to learn about coding. I'm pretty interested in that.
I thought that you didn't like coding, but that you wanted to be a game developer.
Well, I mean, I started wanting to get back into coding, but like I wanted to learn coding and level design because then I would have like some of the major things down to making a game, so I wouldn't really need to like ask for help from other people.
What's level design? Like I have no idea what that is. Making levels. Fine, I knew that. But do you have I don't know, do you have to like be good at coding for game development? Because it just really kind of seems like you would be good at you are good at making games. Yeah. Uncle Elric did that, right? Made a Monopoly game.
Well, when we were little, we didn't have money. We didn't have money for a Monopoly game, so he made one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if there are any other questions.
There was some that Brandon sent earlier.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Hold on.
How do you know if you're pushing your child away, being too overprotective?
I'd like to answer that.
You're not overprotective.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I wouldn't say overprotective. I didn't think my mom was overprotective. I just really thought that I used to get mad because when I was in high school, I had a curfew. And my mom used to always be like, well, it did, I never had a curfew because I would always be out with my brothers. And I was like, but I mean,
what I said is my mother didn't know that you're supposed to give children curfews.
I want a curfew.
She didn't grow up.
You don't need a curfew.
And I was always out with my brothers.
Yeah, but some people, they want to get all A's in school, and then other people won't let them live their best teenage life. But it's fine. I still have fun.
What are some ways to uplift each other during the pandemic?
I just had in my head, I just got a snapshot of our family Zoom call, which I think has been actually really good. I mean, my mother tries to act like CEO all the time. We have our
like I am CEO all the time.
CEO of the family.
That's right. And in China, what's my name? CEO of Cousins.
Regional manager.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, actually, it's been really good being able to see our family every week because we live all over the place, and obviously now with COVID, we can't really travel. We were planning to go to Martha's Vineyard this year. We started planning it last year, but then all this COVID stuff happened, and I just really don't feel comfortable getting on a plane. And I don't even think, are there planes going to Martha's Vineyard?
Not directly,
right?
You used to fly into Boston or New York or DC, and then you could get a flight to Martha's Vineyard. But they slowed all that down, and I wasn't flying 5 hours from here, and then another hour and a half to get to the ferry.
The tickets are so expensive to get out to Martha's Vineyard, but I mean, it's fun once you get there.
What's the best advice you received from your mother?
Let me think.
What's the best advice you received from your mother?
From me? Okay. Well, okay. You know what? Honestly, don't be raggedy. And that, I think that can just kind of carry you through a lot of facets of your life. I think one of the best things that my grandma told me is that the only thing that you can't do is what you don't want to do. And I think the best thing that my mom told me is that everybody, what would you say? You said everybody's a jerk.
So
no, I take that back. So here's the best advice my mom gave me. She, well, I don't know if it was advice or not, but she remember you told me, you were like, yeah, but you can just tell them that I'm Imani and you're not. And that has carried me.
So when she was in school, she was a little girl. I mean, we went through a variety of things, but one day she came home and said some little girl kicked her. It's like the first or second day of school. Some little girl kicked her and told her she wasn't going to play with her because her skin is dirty.
Yes.
And that meant that her skin was this color.
Which is pretty dope.
Right, which is pretty dope. And after I went to school and took care of that, I explained to Imani that usually when people say mean things to you, it's because they're jealous. And I said, and most of the times they're going to be jealous because you're Imani and they're not. I didn't know that she would spend the rest of her life actually saying to people, because I'm Imani
and you're not. So
but that's your problem. That's what happened.
Basically.
That's how all of this.
No, because again,
all of this overwhelming abundant of security. It's not about
and I've always walked to the beat of my own drum. I will say that. I mean, but at the same time, that also meant that when I was growing up, I was really hard-headed, but I'm not hard-headed anymore. So.
And the best advice my mother gave me was don't get pregnant by no boys when you're 13 years old.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Not at all. Okay.
Weird. That wasn't weird.
I'm saying I couldn't even imagine that. But there was a girl on our block. She was really, I guess, kind of sheltered. But and then one day I saw her and I was like, oh, is that your cousin? She was like, no, this is my son. I was like, Because I was like 16 and she was 14. I was like, damn. She lived closer to 8th Avenue, like on our block. So across from the liquor store.
Was there a little girl on our block named Diamond?
Yeah, Diamond and Pony.
Yeah.
Not her.
Oh.
Not her. No, this is somebody else. Oh. Jerry Yaber, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. What are your thoughts about the Postal Service? I mean, Trump is stupid. That's all I can really say. Like, I'm going to think of something to say that's more scholarly, but
when time comes to vote, make sure you figure out how to deliver your ballot. Try to get a mail-in ballot ahead of time, and figure out how to deliver it. You can hand deliver it to a polling place.
Yes.
And if you mail it in, make sure you put first-class postage on it.
Yeah.
Somebody asked Paula. Charmaine. My friend asked, "What's the greatest lesson you've learned from Imani?" Greatest lesson I learned from Imani is that very early on, children
can be annoying.
They really can tell you some truths and insightful things.
True.
So the best lesson I learned from Imani is you have to listen to little kids. More so than talk to them.
Yeah.
You have to let them talk to you and listen. And if they engage in flights of fancy, as she frequently did, find somebody else to humor her, because I ain't got time for that.
What about me?
This is coming from the person who yesterday I was like, you didn't sound very imaginative when you were a kid. And you're like, I wasn't imaginative.
No, because my parents, there was no time for imagination.
Anyway, I have a very active imagination. Miss Paula, I would like to start doing yoga. What is the maximum time I should engage in it as a beginner? Also, can you share any other key tips for beginners?
Well, I don't know that there's a maximum time necessarily, but
plus you're not a yogi.
I'm not, but I practice yoga. Oh, okay. I think generally, about an hour or so, and you can get there are all kinds of instructions going on now using Zoom. You can sign up for classes, so you don't even have to do the recorded things. These are the ones where you could can have live people instructing you in yoga. But what I would encourage everyone to consider is how good it is for your physical being, your emotional being. It mellows you out.
It does.
See how mellow I am?
No, I mean, you're better than me because I don't.
Sure.
I mean, because honestly, like after what you dealt with this morning, I'd be like, you know what? I can't make it because I stomped this shit into the pavement. So
no,
we're going to have to reschedule.
There's no need for that, because my saying, if I were going to have a saying and if I were going to put it on a t-shirt, I'd say to the world, you'll get an ulcer before I will.
Oh yeah. Okay. That is a good piece of advice.
You can go ahead and think that you're going to bother me, but you have no idea what it feels like to be bothered by Paula Madison. I'm very destructive.
I can attest to that.
I'm very destructive.
No, I mean, I think that's good advice. I just think I think it's still sometimes difficult for me. I mean, I usually as a standard would be like, you know what, let me just walk away. But it took me a long time to do that because I have a temper and,
I have a temper.
People got to feel it sometimes.
Well,
especially when I'm minding my business, but
But you don't waste energy on people who are inconsequential. You think of them as ants. Mm-hmm. And why would you waste time on an ant? Save it for a time when you got to, deal with something that's much larger and more important.
True. Protect my food. Chandra Boyd asks, is there any aspect of your mom's relationship with your son that you wish you had when you were growing up? It's very easy to see that they have a very special relationship that is great to have with your grandkids. No. Honestly, I think that my mom treats Idris the same way that she treated me. It's just that she was, I was going to say you were working, but like you still kind of work the same amount. Like, so
just differently.
Yeah.
I had a woman who worked for me years ago, Dr, who was the executive producer at NBC4 in New York. And she was feeling really stressed because she had 2 small children and she felt that she wasn't giving them enough time. Mm-hmm. and wanted, I mean, she was struggling with, do I give up my career? Do I whatever? And I said, well, I don't know. Let me call my daughter because I worked, and ask her. So she called. I put you on the phone with her. You were an adult. You were an adult. Because I was in New York.
Right. Okay.
And you said to her, my mom always found time to do things special for me. So then I think you told her about, going to see Sting and all that kind of stuff. And then you said to her, plus I always had a lot of paper because she always brought home
paper from the station, from the news station. I was like,
right. So stuff that we had printed or whatever. Yeah. The whole other side is completely blank. And I'd bring paper home, and she was drawing and cutting things up and making stuff. I think it is all about the relationship and the quality of the relationship. That's not sort of a hackneyed, it's quality, not quantity. Yeah, but that's true.
I mean, even there were times when I was younger, like I used to really like to go to work with my mom. Mm-hmm. And so it was like me, I was probably like 8 or 9, and I'm running around this, news station, and I'm kicking it with like the assistants, like the secretaries as they were called back then. And I remember when you had to ask them to page me because I was in the props. There was this huge like room. It was like a warehouse, and they used to produce different shows there. There was a show called Peppermint Place that was like a kid's show that I was
in
on,
Dallas,
right?
WFAA,
exactly, a long time ago. And so I would go to the prop room and just
disappear.
Look, it was so fun. And then somebody was like, "You can't be here," and I was like, "You can't be here." So,
and my friend Anita Ortega, who retired from LAPD, who played basketball for UCLA.
Okay.
Vote. She says vote.
Okay. So I think this is a good time to kind of wrap up the show. Wrap it up, B. So.
Well, wait. What? So East Awesome says, I have trouble finding motivation after my mom put me down on my birthday in late June. How do I get out of my funk while performing at work, the gym, and maintaining a relationship with mom? I don't know what put you down.
Maybe
I don't know what that
entails.
Her. No, I don't. I know, but I don't know the extent of it. But part of what I say is take into account what was going on at the time, how you were feeling, what she was dealing with, what you were dealing with, and in most instances, the love that a mother has for her child is forever, and it's unyielding,
and it's complex.
Sometimes it's complex, and sometimes it just gets into a funky place, but. Unless you have gotten to a point where you vowed you're not speaking to her, and I hope that's not happening, then you should, talk to her and say that hurt your feelings, and, try to get to a place that is away from that, just try to get away from that.
Plus you want to kind of deal, I mean, as a mental health clinician, those are the things that you really want to address sooner rather than later, because all that pent up feelings and emotions that you haven't been able to deal with because you haven't spoken to your mom about it, that can cause anxiety. So it's very important. Anyway, we're wrapping this up.
We're wrapping it up.
Yes, we're wrapping this up now. I hope you guys had a great time. I did. I kind of have a headache still. I had a headache earlier, so I'm going to go lay down after this. Yay.
I didn't have a headache.
Well, me neither. I did. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening.
I'm going home to start to talk about contract terms and negotiating something.
I'm going to go do stuff upstairs.
Okay.
Not for you, for me.
I wasn't.
I know, but you
Anyway, bye, everybody.
Bye. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Send questions.
Send questions.